Okay, so we will start the lab session today. So as I mentioned, the lab session is basically to supplement whatever we learn in the theory class. So in the theory class, we will be talking about many of the product design strategies, processes, and methods. And those processes, methods, and all, we will actually practice it in the lab session. Okay, so you will be having a lot of products which you need to open up, identify the components, the assemblies, the structure, and then we'll be asking you to do some exercises, which will be some theory which you already learned. So it's more of a application of the theory what you learned in the theory class.
So as I mentioned, laboratory exercises are designed to supplement the FCD theory, and all the exercises, experiments will be related to the theory taught in the class, and please come prepared for the experiments. And the objectives of all these lab exercises are basically to ensure that you will learn the product design process and tools through laboratory exercises. So you will be doing this product dissection, and then through this dissection and assembly process you will learn some design process. That is the idea here. And we want you to understand the concept of reverse engineering and its role in gathering design information for redesigning process. Understand functions, forms, and their relationship, and understand the product architecture. When you go through the products and dissection, you will be learning, or you will be coming across these parts for the parts used in the product, and what are the functions of each part, and how these parts are assembled, and what kind of interfaces are provided in the product. That actually helps you to understand the architecture of the product. And there are various architectures used in the product, and you will be able to know this architecture by going through various products. And of course, you need to understand the various concepts employed by the designers in order to achieve different functions. Okay, there can be different concepts for the same function. For a same function, you can have multiple concepts employed. So this exercise will allow you to understand what kind of concepts are employed by the designers in order to achieve the functions. And all these will help you to develop a design repository for new product development. While going through many products and seeing different components used in the product and different functions needed in the product, you will be developing a good design repository for yourself, which can be used for designing new products. So the database that you generate or you understand while doing this dissection is going to be there with you to help you in the design of new products. The course outcomes, I already mentioned this in the class. So we want you to develop an awareness of the design process through hands-on design exercises. So by having a hands-on exercise, by opening the product and then removing the components and then trying to reassemble them, you are actually creating an awareness to yourself about the design process. And apart from doing these hands-on exercises, we want you to have a power of clear, concise communication also, oral, written, and graphical. So I will asking you to prepare the reports, identifying the parts, their functions, and making the sketches. We want you to have a good understanding as well as clear and concise communication capability also. And of course, we want you to be resourceful when it comes to problem solving, because any design activity is a problem solving, and through these exercises we expect you to be resourceful in solving design problems. The schedule of experiments will be given to you later, because we have around 10 lab experiments, and each class will be opening up a new product, and the exercise to be though there are something common in all those exercises, the outcome expected from you in each exercise will be slightly different. So we'll tell you these things in detail during the class. And these are some general instructions about the attendance and then the safety and the report submission. So all the safety instruction to be followed, and then dress code to be followed. You should not come with loose clothes or half pants. You should have full pants and shoes. And then there should be a lab notebook maintained with the details of exercises. Each lab report should be there in the notebook. So keep a separate notebook. You need to make notings during the lab exercises, and prepare a draft report during the class and get it signed by the TAs. And finally, you need to submit a fair report every week, which will be evaluated. And these are the evaluation criteria that we'll be using. Okay, so this is a general instruction for the dissection procedure. So this will be common in all the experiments, but what is the outcome that is expected from you, or the report expected from you, will be different in each exercise. So when you come to the class, go to the table assigned to you, and a product will be available on the table, and there will be a technical assistant, sorry, a teaching assistant available, who is a senior student, and there will be technicians also in the lab. So observe the product, identify the manufacturer, make, brand name, etc. And have a brief discussion with the TA as well as your teammates about the function of the product, and what was its shape or the size or the function in the previous generation, or 10 years back, how the product looked like, and what was the origin of this product and how it evolved. Some brief discussion you can have about the products. And then, if possible, observe the working of the product and understand its functions. This is to understand how the product works or provides the main function it is supposed to give. It may not be possible always to do the working of the product, because some of the products not in a position to operate because of various reasons and safety issues. So if there is a working product available, then the TA will demonstrate that product to you. And make a rough sketch of the product. Identify the tools required for dissection and collect it from stores. So look at the product, and with the help of the TA, identify the tools required. Screwdrivers, spanners, cutting plier, or whatever it is, and then get it from the TA. Start dismantling the products, recording each and every step in detail. So this is an important stage. So one by one you need to remove the parts, and then record each one. Whenever you remove a part, you keep a note on the notebook. All of you need to make notes, and if you know the name of the parts, like screws or top cover, etc., you can write down. Otherwise, better to give numbers. So use the sticky notes to stick the numbers on the parts, and then each part the number can be given, and you record it in the notebook. This will be needed for you to prepare the report also. And be careful while removing the components. Very small parts like screws or nuts you may miss them. So keep all those things in a small bowl given to you, and don't leave it on the table. And identify the sub-assemblies like motors, transmission, gear system, etc., and records. And then discuss the design concept. So once you have completed the dissection process, you discuss the design concept employed for each and every part, and then look at what is the function of each part, what kind of concept is employed, and what is the kind of shape given by the designer for that particular part, and then look at the overall architecture of the product. The product is all individual parts, or there are some modules which can be separately taken out. So all those things can be analyzed after the dissection, and then note down all this information in the notebook. And then look at the product and then see whether anything can be improved from your own understanding. Check whether anything can be improved, and then finally assemble the product carefully. Make sure that it is properly assembled. Take the help of TA or the technician to ensure that it is assembled properly, and return the tools. Prepare the rough report and get signature from faculty in charge or the TA. So this rough report format will be given to you. Prepare the report in that format and then get the signature from TA, and then you can leave and submit the fair report within 3 days. This is what is to be followed in every lab class. So please keep this in mind. You need to have a notebook. You need to record all the work that you are doing and prepare a rough report before you leave the lab. So the 3 questions that you need to answer when you prepare the report is this: what does the product do, how does it do, and what makes it do. So if you can answer all these 3 questions, that means you have understood the product very well and you have got the idea of how the product has been designed or what kind of design concepts are employed. These are some of the products that you will be using. We have more products, but I am just giving you a sample of the products. Safety instruction will be available on Moodle, and it will be displayed on in the lab notice board also. Please follow them. Okay, so that was a brief introduction about the lab sessions. So we'll start the first session today, and in the first session we will not be doing any product dissection, but we'll look into some other aspects of doing some group project. So whenever we are doing a group project, as you know, there are 5 or 6 members in the team, and all these team members need to work together in order to accomplish the task assigned to you. But many times you will find that the team is not functioning well, or the team disintegrates very soon because of the differences of opinion, or someone not contributing, or someone is becoming more authoritative or taking a dominant position, and all others will be not comfortable with that, and then slowly the team is not working well. So to understand the individual behaviors and to make sure that everyone understands each other and how each one of the team members will behave in a situation, there are many team exercises planned by design houses or any industry. If they take people for a particular project, they will ask them to do some team building exercises to ensure that the team members have good understanding of each other. So these are known as team building exercises, and it has nothing much to do with the actual task to be completed by the team. So in this session, we will try to understand how these team exercises can be carried out and how team exercises can be used to understand the behavior of each other, as well as to build confidence within team members. So to explain this, or the importance of the team activity, I'll show you a small video, very short one, which actually which is self-explanatory for you to understand the importance of team playing and the roles played by team members. So please watch this video. I hope you got the message. So the objective of any team activity is basically to ensure that you identify the potential troublemakers well in advance and then take corrective actions. That is very important to have very successful and productive team. So a team may be defined as two or more persons engaged in a common goal who are dependent on one another for results and who have joint accountability for the outcome. And we say that apart from the definition, there are some principles to be followed by the team members, and we call this as the pride principles, which talk about purpose, respect, individuals, discussion, and excellence. Basically, there should be a clear mission statement or objective for the team, and there should be good trust and support between the members, and enhance the creativity through individual differences, respecting individual differences, and then have proper communications and discussion, and then of course strive for excellence. So these are the major factors that will actually help the team to excel in their activities. So we'll do some team building activities today. A variety of team building exercises may be created and implemented to create a successful team. So in order to create a successful team, we can have a few exercises which will actually help the team members to have a good relationship between each other, as well as to see how each one performs in a team. So any team building activity should have the characteristics like a clear goal or set of goals that are non-obvious, a task that requires team cooperation and leadership for success, inherent risk for failure at least partially, a task that is not part of the everyday job or actual project, and a facilitator to help guide the team when a catalyst is needed. So this kind of activities, team activities, should not be part of the regular team roles, and always there should be some kind of a failure, and where people need to cooperate, work together in order to achieve the objective. And always there should be an independent observer who can actually record the performance and responses of the team and see how each one reacts to a situation in the team activity. So these are the basic requirements in a team building activity. So with this background, let us start the first exercise, which we called as helium tubes.
All of you know this, right? What is this? So this is a helium tube. Helium. Have you heard of helium? Helium, right? What is the property of helium? Lighter than air, right? So what will happen? It will try to float, right? It will go up. When you leave it, it will go up. So this is also filled with helium, and you will see that it goes up. If you want to bring it down, it will keep going up. Not sure? Don't believe? Okay. So I need 6 volunteers. I will prove that it can go up. Without any force, it will keep going up. 6 volunteers. Come forward. Yeah. Okay. Now listen. I will be placing this on your fingers. Okay? And all the fingers should be in touch with the tube. It should not, you should not lose contact. Agreed? So whenever you lose contact, you have to start it again. Okay, I'm placing it here. And then what you need to do is slowly bring the tube to the ground without losing contact. Understood? Now I am holding it. All of you are touching? Swati, you are touching? Now, the moment I leave this, helium will start working. Okay? Yeah. See, it's going up. Bring it down. Helium started working slowly. Slowly. If you lose contact, you have to start again. So it is now where the team role comes into picture. Okay? How do you work as a team? So probably you can actually monitor each team and then see how what they are doing. Yes. So how was this exercise? Was it good? What did you learn from this? See, I asked you a very simple task, right? See, I can do it very easily. There is no helium in this one. It's just going down, right? Then why was it going up? When you were trying to do this, why this was going up? What is the reason? Psychology? No, it's not psychology. No. See, what actually happened, I told you that it has to be brought down. Okay? And I told you no one should lose contact. So what was your individual task? Not to lose contact. What was the group task? Bringing it down. Nobody bothered about the group task. Everybody was worried about, okay, whether I will lose my hand or not, no, finger. So everyone was trying to keep contact. So they were trying to push it up and it was going up, right? Nobody bothered about, okay, there is a group task, we have to finish the group task. That was not the primary concern of individuals. So in a group task, it is not the individual task that matters. Of course, that is important, but the overall goal of the team is more important. And to do that, individuals can contribute, but there should be somebody who actually coordinates. There should be a leader who can actually coordinate the task and tell what to do, when to do, how to do, and then others should follow, and then only it can be completed, right? So any group task is like that. You will have individual responsibilities, but if you focus only on your individual responsibility, your group task will not be completed. That is the essential message from here. So somebody asked me, how did you fill helium in this hollow tube? How did I fill helium? So how did I fill helium in this? Was there helium inside? No, right? So there is no helium. Just told you helium just because it is going up. So I thought it's a, basically the exercise itself is known as helium tube. Okay, the name of this exercise is helium tube. Okay. So that is one exercise you can, basic exercise which actually talks about the importance of working in it, or how you actually work in a team to get a team goal completed. Okay. And then you did this tangram exercise, right? How many of you did it? Okay. Did you complete? Yes. Okay. So what was the instruction given to you? Don't talk. Then what about sharing of the tans? You cannot take from somebody, but you can give to somebody. Was it mentioned? Oh, okay. That's an important point. Probably I missed it. You can do it later. See, the reason is that to know who is ready to help others. See, when I don't need something, just see whether someone can actually be benefit from that one. That is the teamwork. So you are not worried about your own success alone, but you are worried about the team success. So they are ready to sacrifice and help others. So these are the important points you should learn from team exercises. Okay. So we'll do one more exercise. This again, it's a group exercise. So all of you can go to your table based on the groups. Okay, so okay, before going, I'll just explain it. Okay, it's easy for me to explain it now. So here, the task is a competition. Each team, so you'll be given a sheet of paper, a chart paper. You'll be given a chart paper, a scissor, glue, the tape, sellotape, right? Sellotape. So 3 ingredients will be given to you. Now, you have to make a tower using the paper. And the tower should be stable. And the team which makes the tallest tower will be the winner. Okay? A stable, tallest tower, whoever makes, that team will be the winner of this exercise. And winner will be rewarded with a helium tube. Understood? Okay, so how do we do the stable test? So we will blow air and then see whether it falls or not. If it falls, then it's not successful. If it is not falling, it is a stable tower. Got it? Okay, now you can go to the table and then they'll supply you the chart paper and scissor and tape. Whatever you want, you can do with the tape and then get the tower.